Have you ever experienced a situation like this? The harder you try to do something, the less the results meet your expectations. You've stayed up late, working overtime, but the project still ends in losses. You've poured your heart into caring for your children, only for them to become more disobedient over the years. For many years, you've been busy, striving, sacrificing, putting in all your effort, but in the end, you still don't have the life you desire. Conversely, some things you do effortlessly turn out successfully. Why is that? Don't people say the more effort you put in, the luckier you get? In his book, which I'm introducing today, Effortless, Make It Easier to Do What Matters Most, Greg McKeown reveals that effort is not glory, and excessive effort can be counterproductive. A rope pulled too tight will snap. Effort is the same. If you strain too much for something, you place a huge burden on your mind. When you do something and overthink, worrying about gains and losses, fearing failure, this psychological burden will make your actions stiff, forced, unnatural, and the results will be even worse. Therefore, learning to let go and ease up in a scientific way can actually help you live and work more effectively. If you feel life is too busy, stressful, and inescapable, if you want to discover the secret of effortlessness and optimize your life, if you want to both work and enjoy life, then today's book can help you solve this problem. Now I invite you to listen to a sharing from the speaker, titled, "What Does It Mean to Live Effortlessly?" based on the book Effortless, Make It Easier to Do What Matters Most. The author, Greg McKeown, is known as the Stephen Covey of the 21st century. Stephen Covey was a renowned educator, speaker, entrepreneur, and author of The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, which I've introduced before. Greg McKeown is a young global leader. He teaches at Stanford University and advocates for effortless leadership to help people escape the mundane, live with enjoyment and ease, and work more efficiently. An overwhelming life might be due to excessive effort. The book tells a story like this. A man named Miles worked extremely hard at a financial company. He outperformed all his teammates, working over 80 hours a week. As a result, he was quickly promoted, which only made him work even harder. He pulled all-nighters every day. Miles had a catchphrase, "Hard work can solve all problems." But unexpectedly, after the financial crisis, he was laid off by the company. Miles was incredibly resentful. What did I do wrong? Why was I fired along with people who didn't work as hard? Thinking of all the years of struggle, all the effort he poured in, only to end up with this result, his heart was full of bitterness. But in real life, what can we do? In reality, too many people are like Miles. Every day they have countless tasks to do, busy from morning till night with no time for themselves. From a young age, we've been taught that the more effort we put in, the luckier we get, and to achieve that luck, we must strive and sacrifice a great deal. If you want to achieve something big, start a business, or succeed, you must first prepare yourself to endure hardship, ready to be battered by life. However, excessive effort can backfire. Excessive effort is when you place too much importance on something, set huge ambitions, burden yourself with achieving goals at all costs, and become stressed. The more stressed a person's life is, the more likely they are to fall into the harder you try, the more you fail state. At this point, the author points us toward another path, frequently pausing and asking ourselves, is there an easier way? There's a book that explains the theory of relativity in an easily understandable way, showing us that while Einstein's invention of the theory of relativity is considered a great discovery, for him, it involved only a simple calculation based on the knowledge of momentum conservation to ponder the relationship between time, space, and relativity. In fact, many important tasks can still be done easily. Only when you build this fundamental mindset, ready to believe in lightness and simplicity, can you choose a path that requires less effort and is more effective for yourself. Entering the zone, the effortless state. NBA player Stephen Curry is incredibly accurate with three-pointers. Before every game, he does one thing: he shoots randomly on the court. The purpose of this is simply to get himself into the best state. This strategy is called getting into his zone. This zone is the area that helps you live and work in an effortless state, yet achieve maximum effectiveness. I've summarized some methods from the book to help you enter your own zone. The first is to work and enjoy simultaneously ***. From a young age, we're often taught bitter first, sweet later. Children save candy for tomorrow, Adults often finish all important tasks before allowing themselves to have fun, rest, or travel. But by the time enjoyment arrives, the initial anticipation is often gone. This leads many people to believe that work is suffering, while resting and playing are fun. In reality, this isn't true. You can absolutely work and enjoy yourself at the same time. According to the author, the crucial core of effortlessness is that work and enjoyment are not opposing forces. If you don't find joy in your work, or don't feel that you can be happy even during the work process, it's very difficult to work effortlessly. Therefore, we need to approach work with a playful spirit and create joy for ourselves. One effective way to make work more enjoyable is to create a sense of ritual through small, meaningful actions that help you connect more deeply with your work. For example, the speaker counts exactly 60 coffee beans each morning to brew as an inspiring start to the workday. Or, in ancient Rome, people designed rituals for everyday activities. For instance, when a 21-year-old man shaved for the first time, this event was called offering the beard to the gods. An everyday act like shaving was considered a milestone accompanied by a meaningful ritual. But look at today. Our pace of life is faster, pressure is greater, and we gradually lose interest in traditional rituals. In essence, we are also losing the joy of living and lack an interesting, effortless connection with our work itself. We always view work with a heavy gaze, full of seriousness and rigidity. So, let joy enter your work. This requires each person's creativity. You can try to see how to make work more fun. For example, before starting to read and create content to share a new book for the week, I will place a vase of flowers on my desk. The gentle fragrance of the flowers brings a sense of relaxation, helping to start the new week with inspiration. Another way to make what you do more enjoyable is to apply habit prescriptions. The idea here is to use a familiar action as a trigger to initiate a new action. For example, if you want reading to become enjoyable, create a trigger like, every evening when I sit in my chair, turn on the lamp and a scented candle, I will pick up a book to read. When the first action, which makes you feel happy and comfortable, has taken place, it will act as a trigger, naturally leading to the second action, becoming a continuous chain. Once this habit is formed, you will realize that everything is not as difficult as you imagined. Wu Wei effective rest. Wu Wei means doing nothing. Here, it doesn't mean we should stop working, but that when working, we need to proactively create breaks to completely relax and rest. A famous American baseball coach once had a very simple principle. He advised athletes not to overpractice before a game, just to show up on time and play their best. Too much training or preparation can sometimes lead to exhaustion. Proactively relaxing and allowing yourself to be in a state of Wu Wei is an effective way to restore energy. Dedicate your mornings to the most important tasks, as this is when human energy is most abundant. Divide your working time into 3 phases, each no longer than 90 minutes. This is based on the brain's limited attention span. Beyond 90 minutes, our efficiency decreases. You need to stand up and relax afterwards. Take short breaks between work phases. Stand up, walk around, do some stretches, drink a glass of water, eat some fruit, chat with someone, or simply take deep breaths to refresh your mind. Additionally, sleep is crucial. It's an effective period for you to enter a state of Wu Wei after a day of work. However, sleep deprivation is a common problem today. Statistics show that compared to 50 years ago, we sleep an average of 2 hours less per day. The reasons are nighttime entertainment habits and the widespread use of electronic devices. To get better quality sleep, you should place your phone out of reach before bed, take a warm bath to relax your body and gradually lower its temperature, helping you fall asleep more easily. Or, like me, I have a habit of soaking my feet in hot water with coarse salt in the evening, which leads to deeper sleep. If you don't get enough sleep at night, try to nap or relax for about 20 to 30 minutes during the day to restore your energy. Embrace gratitude and fire complaints. Next, the third way to live and work in an effortless state is to higher gratitude and fire complaints . Harvard professor Clayton Christensen, author of The Innovator's Dilemma, once introduced a very interesting concept. He argued that customers buy your product to hire it to do a job. For example, a person buying a cup of coffee from you is actually hiring that cup of coffee because it can quench their thirst. They hire this thing because it's useful to them. Therefore, Christensen believed that when you want to sell a product, you need to think, why would others want to hire this product? What benefits can it bring them? Similarly, when you want what's best for yourself, what good do negative emotions like resentment, sadness, and dissatisfaction do for you if you hire them? In reality, when you overvalue reputation and recognition, striving at all costs to achieve them, you often make work heavy and lose joy because your heart carries too many burdens: anger, resentment, hurt, and anxiety. When you hire these negative emotions, sometimes expressing them externally can help you defend yourself, soothe your mood, or even bring two people closer when you complain to someone. But in the long run, this is not beneficial. It's like hiring an employee who only flatters you, providing temporary emotional value but not doing any real work. The more you complain, the more tiring work becomes, the less you get what you want, and the more you feel deprived. This is a downward spiral. The author points out that life has two concentric circles. The inner circle represents what you have, while the outer circle represents what you lack. If you only focus on the outer circle, you will overlook the inner circle, the good things you already possess. When your mind is obsessed with scarcity, you fall into a victim mentality. My boss makes things difficult for me. My colleagues don't help. My family doesn't understand me. My friends aren't sincere. Like this, the inner circle will shrink until you feel you have nothing left. Therefore, you must fire these complaints. And what is the best solution here? It is *** gratitude ***. Living with gratitude will help you easily focus on the inner circle. When you focus on what you have, the outer circle, the feeling of scarcity, will gradually disappear. Naturally, what you have will increasingly multiply. Gratitude will help you escape the downward spiral and shift to an upward spiral. If you keep complaining and thinking, oh, this work is too hard, my life is so terrible, your life will continue to decline, because humans tend to prove their own beliefs. When you believe everything is tiring, things will gradually get worse. But if you see that things are getting better, that you are progressing, you will constantly move upward. That's also why I created a gratitude practice group to encourage everyone to write a gratitude journal every day. This is an incredibly effective way. When gratitude becomes a part of your life, you will realize that nothing is too difficult. The path ahead will be effortless and light, and it can help you grow stronger and happier. Intense focus, doing less, achieving more. A specialized term in meteorology is microburst, a small but powerful gust of wind. It describes a strong downdraft lasting 10 to 15 minutes, with speeds up to 97 km/h, strong enough to uproot large trees. The author says that when working, we should also apply this principle. Dedicate 10 to 15 minutes of intense focus to create a powerful wave. For example, if you need to write an important report, start with the simplest task. Sit down, prepare paper and pen, then outline the main points in a short time. Initially, you need to concentrate fully to complete this step. After that, it will create a wave that can help you enter a flow state. You will be drawn into the work, which will then become both more interesting and easier. The author provides an exercise to build focus. 1. Create a private space * for 2 minutes. Find a quiet place, turn off your phone, ensure no distractions. Take a moment to tidy your workspace to clear your mind. 2. Relax your body * for 2 minutes. Sit upright, breathe naturally, rotate your shoulders and head, and feel your body relaxing. 3. Relax your mind *. Accept the presence of all thoughts but don't cling to them. Let them come and go on their own. 4. Release resentment for 2 minutes. Imagine you are cutting the ties that bind you to those who have hurt you and say to them, I forgive you. 5. Feel gratitude for 2 minutes. Recall a moment in your life for which you are truly grateful. Try to re-experience that joy with every breath. Focus will help you improve your quality of life, making everything easier. Learn to focus, for it is the most precious gift you can give yourself. Stop putting immense pressure on yourself and others. Many years ago, I was someone who loved to create pressure, setting strict disciplines for myself. Once I had a goal, I had to achieve it, and I had many goals. But gradually, as I read more books, delved deeper within, and connected more profoundly with my soul, I grew to love ease. And when I existed effortlessly, without too many expectations, without greed, anger, or delusion, without overthinking, without pursuing perfection for myself or others, everything in my life flowed more smoothly and beautifully, whether it was my work, managing a team, or raising children. You'll realize that when you can do everything effortlessly, it's a sign that your level of awareness has risen. Please don't think that you must force yourself to suffer, that you must 100% follow self-imposed rules to achieve glory and success. In reality, effortlessness is glory. Life can never be perfect. We will certainly face birth, aging, sickness, and death. However, in the process of confronting these pains, we can still maintain an effortless attitude. When illness causes pain, we can still be joyful and maintain an attitude of gratitude. When work is overwhelming, we can still relax and make our souls more interesting. Life doesn't have to be difficult or complicated. Bring yourself into an effortless state. However, this is not about letting yourself go. The ancients said, "Slow and steady wins the race." This means finding your own rhythm within reasonable limits. If your goals are too high, they will discourage you. If your goals are too low, they will bore you. Building reasonable goals means not too many at once and not pouring all your energy into just completing one leg of the journey. Maintain a steady pace, with a reserve of energy to complete this long journey of life. My dear friend, if life is already tiring enough, please don't make it harder for yourself. Allow yourself to slow down, allow yourself to rest. Life doesn't need to be so strenuous. You only exert yourself too much when you want to achieve too much. But the busier you are, the more you need to learn to relax. And this is truly the way to live and enjoy life. I hope all of us can live with serenity and ease in every moment.